So it is Superhero Sunday time. You know what that means. It is a bunch of South African lads dressed up as superheroes, running around, chasing a ball, just trying to get possession all day. That's about it. In all seriousness, it's not just that, but it's probably the most important pre-season matches for all four the South African teams going into the into the Super Rugby season. This year it is in Soweto, or whoever isn't from South Africa, basically Johannesburg. 1 p.m. is the kickoff for the Sharks versus the Stormers, and then 3:15 is the kickoff for the Lions versus the Bulls on Sunday on South African time. So the superhero themes, as always, the Bulls are going as Captain America, Stormers as Thor, the Lions as Spider-Man, and the Sharks as Black Panther, and the stadium will be jam-packed. Guys, just before I go on, I just want to thank Barry who sent me this jersey. I've been getting some jerseys from some of the fans. I just want to thank all of you that are sending it through. I do appreciate it. I've always loved jerseys, so thanks for that one. Let's get into the first game. The first one is the Sharks versus the Stormers. It is some mixing and matching for Dobson at the Stormers because they are also playing a match on a Friday against the Kings. Well, the Sharks are always also playing a match on Friday. Actually, all the teams are playing a game on Friday. So actually, all the teams are mixing and matching. But anyways, the Stormers team to face the Sharks have 6 Springboks in it still. Up front, we start with a World Cup winner. Steven Kitshoff is extremely strong, and he's probably the successor to take over from the beast at the Boks team. Then we have Skara Ntubeni, who's actually also a Springbok now, after getting that 1 cap behind his name, and then Neetlin Fushia. As for the Sharks, Everett did us dirty in this one. He didn't actually give us a starting XV, so that's quite irritating, or a bench. He just gave us the 28 that is going to play, and that's quite irritating. So for a guy like me, a YouTuber, needs to kind of guess who's going to start. But if I have to look at the team, it's probably going to be Thomas du Toit and Oxenche. Oxenche, great to have him back in Super Rugby. Probably one of the biggest signings in Super Rugby. By the way, if you haven't checked that video out yet, you can check it out there. Majola or Meyer, they are on the bench probably. And then the hookers going with is Mbata, Richardson, and then Kieran van Vieren. Van Vieren, he's probably going to be the main choice this time. With Akker now being out of the team, he moved on to Sail Sharks. It's actually quite funny how many Sharks players actually moved on to the Sail Sharks. But Kieran van Vieren, he's probably now next in line for the throne, and he's going to have to prove himself this season and especially this weekend. Second rowers. The second row of the Stormers is Murat and Meyerhuizen. It's 2 up-and-coming promising locks, especially Murat, so good to see them in there. Hiron Andrews for the Sharks. He's been exceptional. Last year, I had him in my dream team basically every single week. So he'll probably start this weekend again, especially with Ruan Bueta also now away from the Sharks. I think there's going to be a bit of pressure on him. Van der Mest also in the team. He may have a big year this time. And then Leroux Roots, he's in from the Pumas / Waratahs where they didn't use him. And then Van Heerden as well. Back row, we have an interesting one with Nama Kaba in for the Stormers at number 6, Van Ryn at number 7, and then Kulisi coming in number 8. That's an interesting one. I wonder if it would work. It probably could. Kulisi, he probably fits the bill of a number 8 in most respects. Is he being groomed to play there, or is this just a once-off thing? Let me know in the comments below what you think he's going to do there. Is he being groomed? Is it just a once-off thing? Yeah. So then the number 6s, 7s, and 8s for the Sharks. It is Mthembu, the Currie Cup captain. Noche, the Bok, who's also now in the Sharks team, coming over from the Stormers, playing against his old side. He might have a big year this one. With all the loose forwards leaving the Sharks, they need some big guys in. Noche, I've always liked his X factor he brings on from the bench. As a Stormers fan, I love it when he comes off from the bench. He usually scores a try as well. So he's going to want to do his thing in that team. Then they also have Paul Henku and James Venter. So they have a few loose forward choices. 9-10 combo for the Sharks. They have Louis Schroeder and Cohen Bosch. That's probably what they're going to go with. And that Bosch versus Willemse battle is going to be the big one. The two young guns going up against each other. The other choices they have is Nohamba and Buta Chamberlain. The 9-10 combo for the Stormers is probably one of the most exciting ones in South African rugby, or one of the most promising ones, or the ones that you really need to look forward to. It is Herschel Jantjies, the 23-year-old, pairing up with Damian Willemse, the 21-year-old. So they still have a big future ahead of them. And both of them have already won a World Cup, so they can only grow from here. Well, hopefully for my team, but hey, you're probably hoping for something different if you're supporting someone else. But this is really a combo that is exciting, and especially with Damian Willemse, that's going to make the 10 jersey his own this season. Dobson said he's not going to be playing fullback this year. In the midfield, we have the junior Bok vice-captain in the form of Rikus Pretorius for the Stormers, and then also the Blitzbok Ruan Nel. It's actually quite a small-ish midfield, but they are quick and movable. Rikus Pretorius is still young as well, 21 years old, so yeah, they have a lot of potential in the Stormers side, which makes sense why they have brought in Jamie Roberts, just to bring that bit of experience, that older head that can teach the younger guys a few tricks or two. Then going over to some experienced guys of the Sharks, we have the 12-13 combo, which is Esterhuizen and It's a very strong combo. They're going to make strong runs. Has won a World Cup. Esterhuizen, if there was an injury or something like that, he would probably have been there as well. So it's a great combo. They have both of them Springboks. Marius Lowe, he's going to be on the bench. Last week he played flanker for the Sharks, but he has played flanker at school level. So hey, he's going to be good there. And they also have Jeremy Ward. The back three for the Sharks is the dangerous one, with Mapimpi and Nkosi there. It's two more Boks added to the back line. So there's 3 World Cup winners in the back line for the Sharks, and then 2 more Springboks in that side. Then at the fullback they have Fassi. The other 2 on the bench will probably be Mvovo and Tambwe, who came over from the Lions. Tambwe, I'll always just remember the day that he scored 3 tries against the Stormers. The back 3 for the Stormers, it is Edwil van der Merwe, Sergil Peterson, and then Dylan Lades. Can I say much more? It's a very exciting back 3, blistering pace over there. Look out for Edwil van der Merwe this year. He's gonna have a breakthrough here, I think. Okay, so basically I've already went through everyone in the Sharks team. Thanks, Everett. Let's go through the bench of the Stormers. We have Chad Solomon. He's back from the Kings where he was loaned to. Then we have Blueser, Wilco Lowe, the strong Springbok prop. Loberts, I don't know what's happening there now. Is he signed? Is he not signed? Is he still just being included because we just need some more players for all these preseason matches? Because he's actually a club player. What's going on? But anyway, we have Dixon, then Thijs Kitshoff, Masimla, Jean-Luc Duplessis, who's going to be doing his funky kicking when he comes on the park. Hopefully he's stopped doing that. Sinatla, the flyer on the park. Hasnar coming in from the Griquas. Impressive center he is. David Kriel, watch out for him as well. A very young, hot-stepping number 15. So this one is a difficult one to predict because it's basically the first big game of the season, or the first big pre-season game. Both teams are now kind of picking their first teams more or less. There's Boks all over the park, but everyone's kind of still rusty. There's probably still going to be a lot of mistakes all over the park, so it's difficult. But I think the Sharks, with their back line, which is exceptional with all those Springboks, I think the Sharks will win by 7 points. Then we move on to the second one, the Lions versus the Bulls. The front row, it is going to be Matanzima. He showed what he can do last year. He has great potential. I think he's going to be a Springbok one day if he continues on this rate and he doesn't do something about that. But I really think he's good. I like how he runs over the park as well. Then it's Versaghi. He's now the first choice for the Bulls with Brits retired. And then Harps, also a strong prop in the side. For the Lions, they start with Dylan Smith. He pairs with Janssen, and then the 37-year-old Yanni du Plessis. I think he's going to want to show what he can still do, and then he can still play Super Rugby. Then we have the lock Skuman and Ori as well. He's back from his loan from the Osprey, so he's still in quite solid shape, still playing rugby all this time, and he's still a solid jumper for the Lions. Then for the Bulls, it is probably their starting locks for the season. It is Andries Ferreira, the ex-Lion player who moved to the Hurricanes. Kind of had a fail of a season there. I don't know if I could say it like that. Don't want to be harsh, but he had like 1 or 2 games. And then the veteran John Ray Creer also in the side. He's just brought in all his form from Toulon, and he's just bringing a lot of experience with him. The loose forwards for the Bulls, they have Vosloo and Ace, and then the ex-Lions captain and the Scottish international Josh Strauss, the bearded wonder. I think he's looking to do what he always does, and that is crash ball every time he gets that ball. And he is much like Dwayne Vermeulen. He plays a lot like Dwayne Vermeulen does. So I think it's going to be interesting to see him back in Super Rugby as well. For the Lions, they have the ever-present Jack Russell in the form of Marnus Skuman. He just loves getting anywhere. He's such a small guy in the front pack, but damn, is he good. He combines in the strong runner who is Chituka, and then Len Massain at number 8. Andre Warner also gets a start for the Lions, and he gets a crack against his old side with Elton Jantjies captaining the side at number 10. It's actually strange to me. Last year there was speculation of him going away from the team, or they want to kick him out, but now he's captain, so it's interesting. But he's probably the most experienced guy in the side at the moment. The 9 for the Bulls is going to be Van Zyl for the starting, but they said Papier is basically going to play the other half of the game. It's going to be a 50-50 pairing between them. Then the veteran Mornay Steyn gets a start at number 10 above Lebok. What Himan said about this is he already knows what Lebok can do. Lebok is a young talent who is still rising. He makes mistakes every now and then, but he has a lot of potential. You can't deny that. Mornay Steyn, we don't really know where he is at, even though he has been playing a lot for Stade France, but we want to see what he can do for the Bulls. The captain, Burger Odendaal, and he's paired with the unlikely Cornel Hendricks, who's moved into 13. It's his first game there. It's an interesting one. He is big, he is pacey, he is quite solid on defense, so why not give him a shot in a friendly game? So I'd say it's a good one. He might unlock some talents there. It is quite a thing for bigger wingers when they get older to be moved into the 13 spot. The midfield for the Lions is Dan Kriel, who also gets immediately into action for his new team, coming over from the Stormers, getting the 12 jersey. And then Matthews also getting into action, playing against his old side, the Bulls. I do like Matthews. He's a very strong runner with the ball, very pacey as well, but I've mostly seen him on the wing. But he is actually an outside center if you would ask him himself. Outside backs, we have Skosan for the Lions, and then Ulengo also playing against his old side. There's a lot of former Bulls in the Lions side. And then Tian Swanepoel at fullback. Watch out for this guy. He played for West Harbour. Used to be a VP guy, Western Province guy, on age group level. He can kick a ball over from 58 meters out. He has done it in a match, and he says sometimes in practice he has put it over from 65 meters out. So Frans Steyn kind of vibes over there. Then we have Spec Magic at 11 for the Bulls. Kotze moves into number 14 for the Bulls, moving out from 13 to make space for Hendricks, and then Galant in 15. The Bulls' bench is Grobler, Steenkamp, Mornay, Smith, Pieterse, Norkia or Droste, they said. Very inexperienced guys there. I've barely heard of them. Most of them are junior Springboks or played Varsity Cup and that kind of stuff, or Currie Cup level. Papier, very important guy there, Springbok level. Scrum half, Chris Smith, promising as well. He's a promising number 10. I wonder how he's going to play. Divan Rousseau, Sage and Libok, 3 very good replacements over there. Then we have Rudolf Nonkontwana that came over from the Cheetahs, and then Agaba. For the Lions, it is Kamfer, Sitole, great prop. Van Wyk, Roelof Smit also getting a crack against the Bulls. Like I said, there's a lot of old Bulls players in the Lions team. Carl Brink, strong runner with the ball. Vandenberg, Ras Green, great fullback, great runner. We have seen him in Super Rugby. De Villiers, Van der Sluys, Jan-Louis Legrandsie, and then Similane, great outside centre. I think, unfortunately, due to injuries last year, his Super Rugby was cut short a little bit, but he is a good, exciting, young number 13. The game in general will probably not be the best type of rugby. There's probably going to be some handling errors and that kind of stuff, but the front row battle, it's going to be an important one in this one. It's going to be a big clash, I think. And then the number 10s in the form of Steyn versus Yankees, the veteran versus, well, getting up there, Yankees. It's going to be a big clash, I think. And then ultimately, looking at the two teams, the Bulls have a stronger team on paper. I always say that on paper thing. So I think the Bulls will win by 14 points. But it's a very difficult one. There's so many substitutions for both sides, and the players are rusty, so anything can go anyway. Let me know your predictions for this game down below, or for both games, and also let me know what you think of the Superhero Sunday. Should it continue? Shouldn't it? And if you did like this video, hit me up with a subscribe, and then enjoy the rest of your day. See you for the next one.